Hey guys, Jonathan was out here for JM Sports 100 and the JM Sports Show. How is it going? I am here to make picks for the divisional round of the 2014-15 NFL playoffs. Now, we have obviously four more games this week. We are 4-0 on the week, or on, I guess, in the playoffs, as we went 4-0 with Wild Card Weekend last weekend. We are 15-10 lifetime with that 4-0 record. We have four games, obviously, in the divisional round. Now, I think the interesting thing is both these days, and I'm gonna make picks. Last week, I made picks individually for Saturday and for Sunday. I'm just gonna make all the picks in one video. This time, I think the interesting thing is what we have here is basically we have on both days we have a game that could be an upset, and we have a game that I think um, doesn't have a whole lot of upset potential. Let's talk about the games for Saturday first. Starting at 4:35 Eastern Time on NBC, we have six seed Baltimore and number one seed New England. Now I think this is the game here that has the potential for the upset this week, or at least today. Um, Baltimore obviously, let's be honest, is there anybody in the NFL, especially around playoff time now, other than the Patriots, that gets more excited to play at Foxborough? Probably not. Joe Flacco is a really good quarterback. Joe Flacco is a really good playoff quarterback. The high pressure does not seem to bother him, whether he's going up against somebody like an Andy Dalton, who has never won a playoff game, or a Tom Brady. However, I think that this New England team is different than teams that the Ravens uh, have have played in the past, um, and because of that, I do think that the Patriots will get the win. I think it's going to be a really close game. I'm really looking forward to it. Kind of bummed out that it starts the weekend. I kind of wish that the games for today. I understand, how the network thing works, but I kind of wish the two games for today were flip flop because I think the first one is going to be a lot better than the second one. But I think the Patriots just have a better team really than they have in years past. Probably one of the best teams that they've had in probably about 10 years. I think this is probably the Patriots' best opportunity they've had in a while to win a Super Bowl. I do think that the Patriots will, like I said, get by the Ravens, but I do think it's a really close game. Um, and wouldn't be totally surprised if Baltimore went into Foxborough and took down New England. So, all right, in the second game of the day, we have fourth seed Carolina and number one seed Seattle. Now, I'm I want to say what everybody else is, that Carolina is going to go in there and get rolled. Okay, Carolina, of course, with the losing record, still got in because they won the NFC South, and then they got a home game and beat Arizona at home last week. I don't really know how impressive it was. Arizona was like on their 39th quarterback this year. So, um, you know, just, like I said, just like everyone else, I want to say that Carolina is going to go into Seattle and get rolled. And they should. But because everybody is saying that, and we all know that when everybody says something, the opposite usually happens. So I don't think Carolina beats Seattle. I don't think there's any way Carolina beats Seattle. But because everyone expects them to go in and win this game by 20 or 30 at least, I could potentially see the game being closer. I don't think it's going to be. I do think that Seattle will roll Carolina, but you know what I mean? I'm just saying that whenever everyone seems to think that, whenever the masses seem to think that something is going to happen, the opposite usually does. But like I said, I don't think there's any way that Carolina can get past Seattle. Next up, we go to the Sunday games, starting with the NFC matchup this time. Third seed Dallas and second seed Green Bay, 105 Eastern Time on Fox. Now, 'Cause, 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 Obviously, for those of you who follow my channel, you know that this game is obviously near and dear to my heart, and definitely a game that I'm going to be watching. Being from Wisconsin, my family is a Packer fan. My mom is a Cowboy fan. Um, this one's going to be fun. It's the first time that these two teams have met in the playoffs since the Ice Bowl way back when. So that's going to make it even more fun. This game is going to be interesting. I do think Dallas the puncher's chance to win this football game, to be honest with you. Uh, it's known that Aaron Rodgers is not healthy. He's got the slight tear in his calf muscle. It's not going to be warm tomorrow, and that could play a factor. Is he going to tighten up? Um, and how effective is he going to be? I'm not real worried about effectiveness as long as that calf doesn't tighten up too much on him. Now, on the Cowboys side of the football, I think it's obvious what their strategy going into this game should be: run the football with DeMarco Murray and keep the ball out of the hands of Aaron Rodgers. If they could do that, they could certainly win this football game. Um, between Tony Romo and DeMarco Murray, I think more so Murray, they do have a good shot of doing this. The Packers defense is not that great against the run, so DeMarco Murray could potentially be able to do some damage to them. I do think the game is close. I think it's probably going to come down to a turnover or two, but I do have, not being a homer, I do have the Packers getting the win just because it's at Lambeau. If it was in Dallas, I may say something different. Neither one of these teams. The interesting thing, though, Cowboys haven't lost on the road this year. Packers have not lost at home this year. Something has got to give. I do think it's the Dallas road record that gives. I've got the Packers getting the win. Which brings us to our final game of the weekend in the AFC. 4th seed Indy, 2nd seed Denver. Now, I think Indy will keep this game close for a while. Um, but when you think about what Indianapolis is, Indianapolis is 98, 99% Andrew Luck and 1% everybody else. Andrew Luck has basically had to carry this football team. And can he continue to do that? Can he go into Denver and do it? Andrew Luck is not great on the road. Okay, now when Denver and Indy played earlier this year, it was not pretty. Granted, uh, Andrew Luck brought the Colts back in that game. It was not pretty. A playoff atmosphere. The big question is, which Peyton Manning is going to show up for Denver? Is it going to be big game choke Peyton Manning, or I shouldn't say choke. I feel like choke is too strong of a word, but big game struggler Peyton Manning, or is it going to be the Peyton Manning that can win games? Like I said, I think this game is close for a while, but I think at the end, when it comes down to just Andrew Luck trying to carry this Colts team against the Broncos, I think it's too much for them. I do have the Broncos beating the Colts in this football game. Now, one thing I did forget to mention in the first game I talked about in the Ravens Patriots game, I do believe, I'm just going to say this right now, I believe the winner of that game will go on to the Super Bowl. NFC, I can't say that right now. I think it's easy to say that if Seattle wins today, they'll go on to the Super Bowl, but I don't necessarily think that that's uh, necessarily the case. So in the NFC, I can't tell you, but I can tell you that um, when we find out who is playing on the AFC Championship game next week, uh, I do think that the winner of the New England Baltimore game is on their way to the Super Bowl. So I could be wrong, but in my mind, the winner of the first game this afternoon is on their way to Arizona. All right, guys, that is going to do it for me. Don't forget to like the JM Sports Show page on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Links, as always, will be in the description. There will be several videos upcoming, hopefully, within the next couple of days, is the plan. Tomorrow I will have the college national championship pick and preview video up, and then a channel update too on uh, Monday or probably Tuesday, since Monday's championship day, on Monday or Tuesday. So stay tuned for all that. And that is going to do it for me. I am Jonathan was up for JM Sports 100 and the JM Sports Show, and I will see you guys later.